Alright guys, so I got some really bad news. You may want to sit down for this, unless you're that kind of person who enjoys passing out and possibly suing YouTubers for your own laziness. Andrew Tate is at it again, scamming. Know what I mean? You're just utterly blindsided, right? Who could have ever even seen this coming? This is all just very old territory for a guy known for, well, robbing people blind. Get ready as we dive into the story of the Daddy Token, the newest chapter in Tate's endless collection of shady business ventures. First things first, Daddy Token. Honestly, could a more cringe-worthy name for a cryptocurrency exist? Yet, this is Andrew Tate we're discussing, a man who once referred to crypto enthusiasts as nerds and dorks, vowing he would never dabble in such matters. Fast forward a little, and there he is, right in the midst of it all, creating his own coin and executing, just as you suspected, a string of pump and dump schemes. If you are unfamiliar with the term, a pump and dump is when one pumps the price of a low-cost cryptocurrency, luring others in, only to cash out on his own shares themselves after pumping up the price, leaving the suckers holding onto worthless assets. Although this scheme is illegal in the stock market, the Wild West that is cryptocurrency has a different story altogether, and remains relatively unregulated, making it the ideal playground for someone like Tate. Tate recently confessed, in a live stream, that he has been playing the game of cryptocurrency for quite some time now, despite his earlier declarations of crypto is for losers. He upped the ante by orchestrating not one, but 4 different pumps and dumps right in the middle of that very live stream. One might consider that impressive, much like the morbid fascination of witnessing a train wreck unfold. He farmed Daddy Token, explaining that this was done for his fans. "I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you," he said. Honestly a saint, that one. But in a stroke of bad luck, the token spiked briefly when he burned part of his own inventory, creating the illusion of supply. Soon enough, it crashed hard. Except if you were one of the lucky ones who sold at the high, you were going to take losses. Much of it. And as for those who placed their trust into the hands of Tate, now they find themselves clutching a handful of meaningless Daddy Tokens, left with nothing but broken dreams and more empty wallets. But Daddy Token was just the start. Tate continued to plow his way into further ridiculous meme coins, one to which he gave the name of his pet dog, G. He bade his minions to buy more, buy more, buy more, and then the well-trodden story price shot parabolic, and of course proceeded to crash back down when Tate and his team wanted to cash out their win. The high point, if it can even be described as such, was when Tate hyped a coin called appropriately enough real N-word Tate. He was dead serious that it was funny. He worked up the hype and everyone clamored to buy in, only to be left holding yet again when the price tanked, all like a person gleefully lighting their pile of cash on fire and laughing hysterically. Still, nonetheless, people continued to follow. The problem is that these pumps and dumps were not some kind of prank, they were a pretty well-planned scheme for cashing out. Crypto investigators have been tracing the wallets related to Tate's crew, which show hundreds of thousands in profits from the very fans that he says he is helping. One of his more enthusiastic fans even turned to Twitter to bemoan losing all of his life savings. He lost more than $20,000, that he had placed his faith in the absurd claims made by Tate. Here lies the brutal truth. While his followers ran low on money, his team was raking it in. It's the prototypical story of exploitation, the rich and the powerful getting richer by playing on the desire to change one's life. Worse still, he justified his doings through this charade of masculinity and heroism, and presented himself as some kind of crypto warrior marshalling his men for battle. In fact though, he only leads them to financial ruin, and he and his team take the spoils. Let's take a step back to the very start of this crypto hype. Andrew Tate, more infamously known as the Top G, always portrayed crypto as something far beneath him. It was an activity for nerds. But then there's that word, profit, and all his plans suddenly changed around. He introduced Daddy Token, whose name sounds like a parody of seriousness, and began to peddle it to his audience immediately. These are people who believe with all their hearts that Tate cares about their best interests, that he alone can lead them out of the so-called matrix. In fact, he only managed to get them more deeply ensnared in the labyrinth of monetary loss. In a dramatic livestream, Tate staged a token burn, destroying part of the supply of Daddy Token to create a temporary scarcity. Price shot through the roof instantly. Tate described it as doing a favor. He wasn't moved by selfish interest. He protested he did this for the people. Well, it happens there weren't so many left with much by the end. Tate and his co-conspirators were laughing their way to the bank, chucking, along when that excitement had died off in the initial excitement, as the Daddy Token price hit its panic-stricken slump upon those of his faithful now struggling to accept they had been screwed. Yet Daddy Token was not enough. The next approach of Tate was to inflate a series of meme coins, starting with a token inspired by his dog, G. Tate was relentless, forcing his followers to keep buying. He hyped the excitement, presenting it as if this was the next monumental opportunity, a time for his fans to get rich. The result, expected. The price suddenly spiked up and then completely crashed, leaving his fans clutching worthless coins, their investments vanishing into thin air, while Tate walked away with a profit. The most shocking, and frankly disgusting, moment was when Tate endorsed a token called real N-word Tate. Indeed, he crossed that line. The whole scenario was appalling. Tate laughed while urging his audience to invest in a coin that bore such an obviously worrying name, all for the shock value. And yet people did. They trusted him and paid the price, literally and figuratively too. And the cost of the coin dropped, so there only remained Tate and his closer circle of intimate friends who could laugh on their side, having stashed the winnings and retired. You have probably often wondered how these pumps and dumps really pulled it off. Well, it is quite straightforward really. Andrew Tate was applying leverage, his crazed followers, and the misplaced trust from them. He generated hype over those coins and drew thousands in to invest, so inflating the value. Then of course he and his gang cashed out at the top value and allowed the inevitable subsequent crash to be borne by everyone else. This is not only shady, it is downright unethical. While it may not be illegal in the unregulated realm of cryptocurrency, such behavior would surely land someone behind bars if attempted in the stock market. Additional layers of complexity include, of course, that researchers uncovered wallets associated with the Andrew Tate team, which scored impressive gains through those very same pumps and dumps. As one researcher noted, a single wallet earned over $245,000 from these shady schemes, money the scam victims had been led to believe was an investment. While Andrew Tate often portrays himself to his fans as a charismatic leader, it instead reads very tragically. But if one actually looks at the individual cases, then the tragedy really runs deep. Take, for example, one of Tate's most fervent tweeters who tweets with the handle Tate News. He believed in Tate, followed him wherever, and invested a pretty penny in the meme coins that he endorsed. What did this loyalty get him? A tweet declared, "Now I'm down like 20k. I lost more than 10k on these Solana meme coins. I'm not built for this." Here was someone who invested his faith and savings in Andrew Tate, someone who wanted a better version of his life, seeing it all swept from under him like that. The sad thing is many of the victims of this scam end up in pretty lame situations. They can only wish for a means out of their miserable lives. Maybe they are placed in a dead-end position, struggling to pay bills, or just want a chance at doing better in life. So then comes this Andrew Tate fellow dishing out this fantasy of financial freedom, making it sound as though this guy has all the solutions. And in the aftermath, instead of helpfulness, he benefits through desperation. Tate is very conscious of what he is doing. He brings the picture of the bold leader, the top G, saying he would take his disciples to prosperity and wealth. He dared them to be bold and daring and to put their trust in him. He was once on live stream when he boldly declared, "I'm ready to die in this battle, but you might live. You could be somebody. You can pay your rent for the first time in human history." He makes it look like he is doing some big favor to everybody. Actually, he risks their financial stability for his gain. The worst thing is that Andrew Tate doesn't just scam them, but he uses love and trust as ammo against them. He makes them feel that he is the key to success, that he is on this journey he's making with them, while scamming others who put him money and him taking it for his pockets. The saddest? Most of them do not even know they remain believing in him when their stuff is lost. The cryptocurrency investigators who have been tracking these pumps and dumps have found direct connections to Tate's team, showing how profits were far from mere coincidence. These weren't just a list of meme coins whose buy would incidentally decline. Instead, this was a strategy devised to inflate the value, cash at the peak, and then leave everyone else to deal with the consequences. Tate's team raked in hundreds of thousands of dollars, and all along, we're talking of giving back to their community. What then is the lesson learned? Simple: avoid self-proclaimed gurus making big promises. Andrew Tate is not interested in your money. He wants to get richer at your expense. He is no leader, he is a scammer. If you think he will help you break free from the matrix, rethink this thought. The only person he is actually helping is himself. And there you go, folks. Again, Andrew Tate proves that his real gift is not how to help people, but to mooch off of them. What do you think? Comment below. I want to know your opinion about this matter. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. And also don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more of these kinds of videos. Thanks for watching.